actually, over the years, so it's been fun to do that. Yes, sir.
Have you auditioned for anything awesome lately that you haven't got?
I audition for awesome stuff that I don't get all the time, actually. That's just the name of the game. I mean, when you're auditioning for every job you book, there are probably 15 that you don't. That's just the nature of the business, and it can have. I like to think that at a certain level, it doesn't have to do with your level of talent necessarily. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Certainly there is some talent, like, maybe this guy was just better than you or whatever, but a lot of times it has to do with how does this voice fit in with all the other voices? How does this voice, maybe they're doing a great thing with this, but it's not quite where we you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different factors. The reason I say that about the talent level thing is because it's really easy to get discouraged when you don't get these gigs. Because you send in auditions and you're thinking like, man, am I not good? Am I not da-da-da-da-da? And you go through that. But I got out of that habit of thinking that because LA's the toughest voiceover market in the U.S. And I've been so blessed and so fortunate and so lucky to have a lot of people around me to help me get to where I'm at. But I've been working consistently since I got there, the day I got there. So I feel a certain level of confidence from that. But I have moments of like wonder and things like that sometimes. But I've auditioned for just about every major superhero you can imagine. From Superman to Alfred, from Robin to Spider-Man, from Iron Man to Colossus. I have auditioned for every superhero and every supervillain in the Marvel DC universe. And I've gotten none of them. None of them. And I've auditioned for Spider-Man. I went in 6 times to audition for Spider-Man. And every time I'm like, if you're calling me in this many times, it's hovering around. Just tell me what little adjustment to make. And they never give you feedback. They're just, what they'll do is I'll give my, and I remember this happened in Atlanta, where they record Aqua Teen Hunger Force or whatever. I was auditioning for Spider-Man. I sent it in, and they go, we wanted someone a little younger. Okay, well, just tell me to go younger! And so what they do is they go, next. Instead of being like, well, let's just see if he's directable. Can you go a little younger? And I would have been like, hi, Yosh! And I would have done it. But they didn't give me that chance. Then the next time I read for Spider-Man, I went younger. And they go, I want somebody older. Did they tell me that? No, they just said, next. And then the next time I went in, again and again and again. So and I've lost gigs that I've booked. I've booked jobs. You know that game Sunset Overdrive that's coming out? I was the hero. I was the dude. I was going in. I was doing the motion capture. I was doing the voicing. We were in the flow of it. And then I got a call and they're like, they're going a different direction. What? And I even asked them before I left, I go, you liking what I'm doing? They're like, it's great, it's perfect, don't change a thing. What they meant was, it's great, it's perfect. You don't change a thing, we're gonna change a thing. But so I lost that gig. But Far Cry 4, the role that Troy is, the main bad guy. I was in there talking with them doing it, and they're like, oh, love it, great, awesome. And then Troy Baker's the guy, you know what I mean? So all sorts of things happen like that all the time, and you just gotta roll with it because that's the nature of the biz. That's why when people are like, how do you get into voicing? How do you get into this? It's like there's no path. There's no clear answer. It's like, how do you fry an egg? You heat up the skillet, you pour some oil in there, you get the egg out, you crack it, you put it in, you wait a minute, you flip it, you've got an egg fried. That's a clear, distinct path on how to fry an egg. How do you get into the voice acting business? There's no clear path. It could be you are married to the guy that owns some voiceover studio and bam, you're in. It could be that you were so awesome, they went to see you at a play across town and you got in. It could, how they, Gen Fukunaga, the president and owner of Funimation, got Dragon Ball Z? It is not because he bid for it. It is not because he even has a degree in business. It is because he is from the family that owns Dragon Ball Z. And they gave it to him. Now he does a great job, But you see what I mean? It's like that wasn't something that he sought out. You know, it kind of came to him. And he does a great job, and the company is Funimation is the #1 distributor of anime in the U.S. So they've done a fabulous job. But I mean, that's how that kind of stuff happens. So it's all sorts of. It's not like being a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist where you go to school and you go to medical school and then boom you go to your residency and then boom you're a doctor. It's not like that. So I don't have a clear-cut answer. Yes, ma'am.
What's your favorite role you've ever done in anime?
It's got to be Natsu. Because if you're gonna get a tattoo, it's got to be that. Has to be. Yes.
What's a crazy audition or booth story you have?
The craziest auditions, there was one where they wanted us to do a lot of singing for it, but full songs. Like when I listen to auditions, you know in the first 15 seconds if you're going to go with somebody. But whole complete songs, like 3 or 4 different songs. Like first I got to learn the song, learn how to sing it, then do it, then edit it, then mix it, and then do it. That was nuts. That was crazy. For something that we didn't even know we would get, but I did it. Other crazy auditions? I'm trying to think. There's so many. I mean, I have auditioned for, because that's really the job, is auditioning. I can't tell you how many auditions I've done, because after I do them, I forget them. So when I get the call and they're like, you booked the job, you remember when you auditioned for da-da-da? And I go, no, I don't remember that. I did that? Okay. But I'm back, because I just delete it. I delete any information I don't need, you know what I mean? Always recycling information and making room for, awesome stuff, Yes, ma'am.
Because you're so busy, what do you do to keep your mind calm? What kind of activity?
Meditate, to keep myself calm. Affirmations, meaning like, and it really does work. Like if you tell yourself positive stuff, your brain is super powerful. Your brain, make my finger move. I mean, your brain controls everything. Your brain really can influence. If you speak negatively, you will be negative, and you won't even notice it.
It's work out a lot too. That's your meditation.
That's my meditation. Working out's my meditation because it's when I'm focused. It's when I'm focused on a singular thing. But a lot of positive thinking, and it really does work. I mean, it's